What motivated him to help Anna, do you think?
I suppose the first thing would be his own ambition. I think he saw an opportunity of a lifetime in this story and in being central to the story, and knew that she really held all the cards, and if he could somehow charm her, seduce her, convince her to allow him to be the person that told the story, that he'd be in a position that he always dreamed of being in. Eventually, I feel like he lost his tether a little bit. I think Chad is a guy who usually controls relationships that he's in and situations that he's in, and I think he kind of met his match, not just with Anna, but with this entire experience. I think he drank the Kool-Aid a little bit towards the end of the year, and we saw someone who's used to being in firm control lose control a little bit, and so I'm hoping to find a guy here in season 2 who's kind of licking his wounds a little bit, but regaining control of that relationship, and ultimately, he wasn't really a villain, but there was something villainous about him because he was fighting for the wrong side potentially, and I think we're going to see a guy who wants to make up for that.
Yeah, he kind of found out towards the end the truth. So how do you think he'll deal with that going forward?
I think we're going to see him try and declare his allegiance finally. He's sort of played both sides a little bit, and in some ways I think he was trying to figure out which was the better side to be on. I think whereas most of the other characters are trying to decide what's right or wrong, or who's good or bad, I think he was just trying to pick the best team. And now that he knows that Anna and the Visitors are actually capable of things that he wouldn't have necessarily dreamed of, I think he had an underlying sense that there was something ulterior happening that
seemed a bit naive to me.
Yeah, I think ultimately, what's hard for the people to remember sometimes is that he didn't really see anything. Now, he blinded himself by his own desire to stay in the middle of things. But he never saw anyone get killed. He never saw anyone get skinned. He never saw, a lizard eye. He's only experienced Anna as she's presented herself to him. And so, in a way, it's easy to forget that Chad looked more naive, I think, because we all knew things that he hadn't seen himself. But there was also part of him, yes, that I think that was struck naive by the fact that he was so committed to succeeding, and so committed to capitalizing on this opportunity for himself as a news personality, that he allowed himself to drink a bit of the Kool-Aid, and a little more than he would have ever thought he was capable of. And so I think when we pick back up this year, we're going to see a guy who isn't used to losing that way, and wants to make up for it. And ultimately, if he's ever going to be able to truly make up for it, he'll have to be part of the resistance, and then there's the matter of whether they'll have him. He's proven himself to be somebody that they can't trust, and so as we go forward, I think the fun of Chad will sort of always be, can we trust him? Even when he's looking you in the eye and saying, "I've seen the light, and I want to join your fight." You don't know, do you?